Okay. Hey everyone, super excited. Amber DeLuve here, your Platinum 3, Elite 3 upline. It's been a hot minute since we've been on a Zoom. I'm hoping to get these a little bit more regular for you guys so you guys can see not just my face, faces as well. If you could do me a favor, if at any point something happens, just let me know. I'm going to try to keep everyone muted to the best of my ability. All right. Okay, so I've been taking some courses, and I know like you could kind of like raise a hand if you watched the personal development diet live that I did for you guys this week. And I've been kind of really focusing on working with one specific trainer for a while, just because I'm just as guilty as you guys as of like watching all the people, right? We spend all this time personally developing, and a lot of times we're not plugging in what we're actually getting trained on. And so someone said they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Okay. All right. So I don't know who AC Z Johnson is, but sorry. Okay. So I started to see that like we've got a lot of people who watch all the people and they get in all the free groups and then they don't put action into place. And so I started to kind of think about what we could do to really get some solid action in place, something that would be a foundational point for all of you. So it doesn't matter if you're brand new, if you're relaunching, if you've been here and just kind of been steady the whole time. It doesn't matter where you are in your business. This challenge is going to be really cool and really beneficial for everyone. So I'm not going to give you all the challenge details right this second. I'm going to give you a little bit of training first, and then we're going to roll out the challenge details, and then there will be a tracker available by Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I'll go live with the tracker, and I'll explain the tracker for you guys, and then we launch on Wednesday. So if your team wants to take part in this, they need to watch this Zoom by Tuesday. Okay, I figure that gives them 2 full days, right? Because then Wednesday we start. So they're going to get all day tomorrow and all day Tuesday. It's going to be a 30-minute training. I don't really think that there's any reason why someone can't make that happen over the next 2 days. So I'm giving them a little bit of time to catch up on the replay. We launch day 1 is on Wednesday, and that also gives us until 2 days before we all start heading into, or for many of us, head into Minneapolis. So I kind of figured it was the perfect kind of start and cutoff for that. So I'm hoping you guys like it. I'm hoping we can have some foundational stuff that can really spur some really awesome stuff. We're coming into fall, which means we're coming into like Black Friday and shopping season. Like this is probably my favorite season. I know most people like your resolution seasons, but I really like fall. So I'm pretty excited to see what we can make happen for the fall. All right, so let's roll. All right, so I'm going to start with the one thing that you guys all know I'm already going to talk about. Personal development. One of the things you're going to have to do over the course of 7 days is personal development. Okay, 20 minutes a day. I don't want you to spend hours on end. In fact, I want you to set a timer, no more than 20 minutes. So what does that mean? That means if you're in the middle of a 40-minute training, you pause, you start again the next day, because I don't want everyone to get kind of lost in this plug-in mode that people tend to do. They plug in, they plug in, they plug in. Like how many of you know someone, and you can raise your hand or not, but how many of you know someone who never misses a corporate call ever? They don't miss Saturday calls, they don't miss trainings, but they're still where they were a year ago, right? Because they plug in, they plug in, they plug in, but they never actually put it into action. And so 20 minutes, that's all I want. Some of you, that is going to be painful because you don't do 20 minutes a day. And for some of you, it's going to be painful because you do an hour a day. But I really think that 20 minutes is a really good balance for that. I don't care if it's Audible. I don't care if it's reading. I don't care if it's YouTube. I think one of the cool things that Daphne has said before, if you guys haven't heard her say it, if there's something you're struggling with, go to YouTube, search it. How to recruit more, how to set my mindset up right, whatever. You can find trainings on anything, TED Talks, etc. Okay. So 20 minutes a day, we're going to do personal development. Every morning when you wake up, and I would love to see this on like home screens or lock screens, it is going to be on your tracker. But I want you to ask this question every morning. How can I positively impact and inspire others to further grow my audience today? I'm going to say it again. I'll say it a few more times for you guys. How can I positively impact and inspire others to further grow my audience today? Okay, a lot of us are like, how can I sell more? But that's not what your impact is about. That's not what this is about. Okay, so how can you positively impact and inspire others to further grow your audience today? Okay, so that's what we're going to put focus on. Why are we building that today? Because your social influence, it determines your success. Okay, right? You don't see people making $10,000, $20,000 a month with 500 friends, right? It's the people who are influencing more people, growing those networks. So your social influence determines your success. The deeper trust you have with your audience, the more willing they are to share and interact with you, right? So let's say one of you has never really posted anything inspiring ever, and you post it for the first time, and I post the exact same quote. Who do you think is going to get more interaction? Probably me, who has the social influence, right? And so that's what we're going to work on building up for, okay? Think about this. One comment from a friend on one of your posts, it actually makes that content visible to their friends. All right, so this is why we're kind of doing these things. This is why we're sparking this interaction on our posts, because how many of you have seen a post in your newsfeed where it's like, Lauren commented on, and you're like, oh, what is this? Okay, so that's what it's about. It's about building that social influence. One share could put you in front of thousands of people. One share. And I've said this before, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but there's a girl, I'm not going to use her name because I'm not, but she did a live video on making your own Febreze. That stuff went so viral that she has 1 million followers from one video about making her own Febreze. Do you think when she went live, she thought, oh yeah, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that gets me 1 million followers? She absolutely did not. She was just going live with something cool, some hack she found, and boom, 1 million followers. Okay, so we have to be mindful of that one share could spiral that for you guys. Also, when you put focus on growing your audience, you'll never run out of leads, right? If you're always working on growing your audience, you're never going to run out of leads. Two things that I think are really important, and I don't know if Tina is on here, but the video you do today typically won't create results for 90 days. Okay, and I like that because Tina did some ridiculous string of live videos. I can't remember how many days it was, but there's a reason that she has such a solid following on her lives now, because she was so consistent for so long, but it didn't start to pay off until 3 months in, okay? And that's the key thing. We do, guys, some of you do these things and you stick it out for like 30 days. You're like, for 30 days, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And it doesn't pay off, and you don't do it anymore. But if you stuck it out, it's those things pay off in 90 days, okay? The group that you join to put content in won't yield results for 90 days. You guys see a pattern here? 90 days, all right? The new conversation you have today won't result in anything for 90 days. But we still have to have the conversations, right? We still have to do the posts. We still have to have the consistency. So I'm going to give you some tips on your posting. I'm going to do a more in-depth probably training on curiosity stuff, and it'll probably be on Tuesday, but that's coming. So you need to decide what your 5 pillars are. Okay, these are the 5 things that you want to be known for. So I'll give you a little bit of mine, okay? Family, which incorporates my adoption stuff, my car seat safety, my marriage, all of that is in my family pillar. I have an adventure pillar, which is my glamping, my Jeep, all of that stuff. I have a humor one because you may or may not know that I am a bit of a smart ass, so it works out for me. So I do have a humor pillar as well. I have a health and wellness pillar where I put focus on getting healthier and that kind of thing. And then I also have an influencer pillar in my life where I get to influence others. And so you need to pick 5. And if you're like, well, what in the heck do I do? I want you to not right this second, but when we're done, sit down with a notebook. Write down all of the things that are important to you and the things that you like to share with people. All of it. I don't care, guys, if it's how to curl your hair or how to put on makeup or it's making your own soaps, or I don't care what it is. I want you to write all the things that you love and get pleasure out of. And then I want you to go through and I want you to pick the top 5. Okay? And then I want you to put them in order from most important to the lower of the 5. Okay, pick the 5 things you want to be known for on social media. Okay, mine are very broad, aka the family encompasses all the things, that kind of thing. So yours can be too. But if it doesn't have anything to do with the pillars, you shouldn't be posting it on Facebook. Okay, Brian Fryer said something that really struck me. He said, you know, I have opinions on vaccines. Doesn't line up with my 5 pillars. So I don't post about it on Facebook, okay? I have opinions on the Nike thing. It doesn't align with any of my 5 pillars. So I don't post about it, okay? So these are the things you have to start to really think about and be really intentional with how you're posting. 1 post a day, if family, I assume family is on all of your pillars, right? 1 post a day should be family oriented, about something exciting with your family. And I'm sure Daphne and some of you as well include my dogs in my family pillar. Okay, so there's at least 1 dog post, or Kagan, who makes me want this tiny little rat dog because she's so cute. She's so cute, but she's a little tiny rat dog. Daphne, you can't shake your head. Your dog is so ugly, she's cute. I know, her little squished face. Okay, so look, she's gonna get her dog on screen now, and we're gonna be like, and everyone's gonna want this tiny little dog. Look, my dogs are small and they could eat her dog. You'll see. Okay, so in mine, I include my dog because he's family. They're family, both boys. But look, see, look how tiny that puppy is. I could fit her in my little crossbody bag. I might try, actually. So the point is, I include my dogs in my family pillar. So I post maybe a dog or a kid picture, depending on which one I prefer that day, okay? So 1 post should be family oriented. You wanna aim for 3 posts a day, okay? And when I first heard this, I was pretty offended because I post probably more than that every day, okay? But you want 3 posts a day. You want a big signature power post, something that really pushes feelings and, you know, your heavy hitting post. These are not things like, and that's 3 power posts a day. These are not things like, what are you eating? These are not things like checking in somewhere. These are not like your little low end posts, okay? Those are actually for something else. We'll talk about that in a second. So 3 power posts a day, okay? 1 in 6 posts can be a curiosity post in relation to your business, okay? So if you choose to ignore me and do 6 posts a day, you could technically do 1 curiosity post a day. But in theory, we should be sticking to about 1 every other day, all right? Facebook stories. Who uses Facebook stories? Okay, so I was with Daphne. I was like, and I'll tell you why. And this is gonna make me sound like such a jerk, but I'm gonna say it. I don't look at stories. So because I don't look at stories, I assume no one uses stories. I know that's not true. But in my head, I'm like, I don't look at those. Why am I gonna waste time with those? So Danny Fryer actually taught that your Facebook stories are the behind the scenes things, the things that people want to see quickly that aren't heavy, but they want to see those little things in your life. This is where you put what you're eating, where you are, little behind the scene things. I don't know why, but literally that idea was a big aha moment for me because I didn't know what the heck I was supposed to be doing with these stories. Like what the freak am I supposed to do with these? So I use them for behind the scenes. If I post a short quote like I did today, I posted, if you're tired, learn to rest, not to quit. So that would have been a great one that when I posted it to have also done through my story, okay? So when I eat something, when I'm making something, random pictures of my kids that never actually make it as like a power post, go in there. Okay, they're great for starting conversations. I made overnight oats. I had several people message me and they were like, I love overnight oats. And I get to have a conversation with them about health and wellness and making overnight oats. Okay, so it really started some conversation with people that I didn't know were kind of watching. Okay, so stories, you should be doing 5 to 10 per day. It's a little painful. I know some of you are like, what the freak am I going to put in there 5 to 10 times a day? I'm learning. It's tricky, but people like that click, click, click to really go through those stories. Apparently stories are the new thing, guys. So start using them. Always keep a variety of those 5 pillars. Okay, so always come back to those 5 pillars and keeping a variety. to keep different areas of your life engaged. Videos, live videos. Who doesn't do those? Well, I'm here to tell you that this challenge is called 7 in 7. And it's 7 live videos in 7 days, my friends. And some of you are gonna like get off of this screen right now, but it's okay. You know, I went back and forth. I was like, should I do 14 and 14 or 30 and 30 or 7 and 7? And I thought there's not a single person who couldn't commit to 7 and 7. And because this challenge does not overlap with an event, you have no excuses. All right, I leave on Wednesday next week, so I made sure we ended it before I traveled so that I didn't have an excuse either. See how smart I am sometimes? So it is going to be a 7 in 7 video challenge, okay? You're going to go live, and I'm going to talk about that because how many of you, and you can raise your hand or not, how many of you heard 7 in 7 and went, oh, F my life, I'm not doing this, or I don't want to, or this is uncomfortable, or count me out, sorry, Amber, I don't want to make money, okay? And that's cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about live videos, and I'm going to give you some structured ideas so that you can do them, okay? Because it's only 7, okay? I promise you, you won't die. And guys, I'll be honest with you, I've watched some of my early live videos. They weren't good, okay? But they've gotten better because I've practiced. You know what else isn't good? Exercise until you get better at it, okay? Unless it's yoga, then you never get better. You just always look like a fool. Okay, if you're in my yoga class at least. All right, so 7 in 7, we're gonna get better about this. In some of your groups, you should be doing 2 value-driven posts in those targeted groups per week. Okay, so 2, and I'm not talking all 87,000 groups that you're in. I'm talking picking a couple and just twice a week giving value-driven posts, okay? Guys, you're in these groups and you're not giving any content, and that's really important that you're giving content. Okay, you're hanging out, you're not doing anything. If you're in clean eating groups, you should be posting something you made. Give them value. If you're in dog groups, whatever. Guys, there's a million groups, but you could be giving content and you're choosing not to. Okay, and if you're scared to like put it anywhere else, put it in Dynasty, guys. There's a lot of stuff you guys post on your walls and in your smaller team pages that I'm like, some of you know because I've messaged you and been like, so, loved that post. Could you post it in Dynasty, please? Okay, because we're working on building your influence and building your confidence, and that's a really great place to do that, okay? All right, so how many of you are stressed at the idea of live videos? Okay, or even if you're cool with doing them, how many of you are stressed at the idea of doing 7 in a row? Okay, I like it. I like the honesty of that. I think that's cool, and I'm okay with it. All right, so how many of you struggle with the idea of getting content together? Like, what in the heck are you supposed to talk about on a live video? Okay, cool. I like it. All right, so once you've figured out your 5 pillars, it's going to be a little bit easier to kind of pick a few things that you like. I did a live on car seat safety the other day. I'm probably going to make overnight oatmeal one night on live just so that people can see how I throw it together. There's a lot of things you guys do well and you've never shared. How many of you feel like when I say you have to go live, you think about things like you have to train the industry about network marketing? Because that's why a lot of people, that's what I found, that a lot of people don't do it because they think they have to do what John does or what I do or how Tina trains or any of these people, Brian Fryer. You see these people and you think you have to train the masses, and that's not what this is for. If influencer and network marketing is not on your pillars, guess what? You don't have to do that. That's not what you have to train on, okay? So you're going to do what, I believe this is a Ray Higdon term, invest, learn, teach. Invest, learn, teach, okay? So we all invest in something to make ourselves better, right? Whether that is a book, a video, a conversation you had maybe, whether it's, and guys, I don't mean necessarily network marketing. It could be any book that you've read, health and wellness, gut health. I mean, anything that you've read is an investment. There's content literally everywhere. Okay, if you've seen someone with a pain point and you had the same pain point and now you don't, you could talk about that. You could talk about self-care. You could talk about relaxation, any of those things, okay? Remember this, each post and each video is a piece of content, Okay, so remember that. Too many, I love this, too many people invest their time, energy, and money to learn, but then they stop after that. They learned it, but they don't pass it on, or they don't put it to use, okay? How many of you have probably done a program or a course or taken a certification or something, and you did it, you put the money and the energy into it, but you never really shared after that? You kind of just stopped. So teaching what you learned to your audience is a really huge thing, okay? So if you've ever learned something from, I know Kelly is on here, Garcia, Girl Knows Gut Health, like anything I've ever seen. She's done posts about it. Why can't you learn a little bit from those posts and then teach your people about it? Like, do you know how many people need to learn about gut health? It's a really easy thing to read, to learn, and to teach. So invest, learn, teach. It helps you also position yourself as an authority, which helps you grow your influence, all right? This, for me, if you're a red personality type, I'm tapping into that for you right now. Because here's the thing. I don't want you to make it a goal to like, I'll just tell you what I want the goal to be. I want you to make it a goal to out-teach your competition. For me, I was like, wait a minute, what? Here, I just thought I should do lives. I didn't know I was out teaching anybody. Now I'm like, I have to out teach everyone. So make it your goal to out teach your competition, okay? I think that's really important. And I think that when you do this kind of stuff, it really sets us apart from the people who are just spam posting. I did I didn't do a call. My phone doesn't make those. I did a three-way chat today with a girl who was like, so wait, she came from my old company. She's like, so you don't like message people and say, hey girl, I have a question for you, or spam stuff? And I was like, no. And she's like, I don't understand how you make money then. And I was like, well, I don't understand how someone taught you that and you're making money. Oh, you're not making money. Got it. Okay. And so I think that, you know, it's important that we're out teaching people, because when people see you out there actually giving information versus spamming and cold messaging, it gives you multiple steps ahead of the competition. Okay. Curiosity posts. So I'm going to just breeze over this. I'm going to tell you why. I actually am submitting some curiosity posts from people here. They all sent them to me, so it's not like I went through anyone's Facebook page and started picking them, but they sent me pictures of what they thought was a really good curiosity post, and I'm actually sending them to Brian Fryer, who is going to reword them to make them more effective so that you guys can see specific examples of how we should be doing curiosity posts. Okay, how many of you feel like you struggle a little bit? Like, I feel like, I love it. Some of you are like, oh God, I had no idea how to do it. I have actually had people, and maybe you guys have seen it before, but I had people come from other companies that are known for spamming, because there are several, and they last here for like a few months, and then I find that they went back to their old company, and if you look at their page, it's boom, Spam City again. It was like they couldn't quite get the hang of not being spammy, so they were like, I just can't be here. I have to go somewhere where it's acceptable to spam. And it's unfortunate, but I understand it. And so he's going to take a look at several of these. I'm going to get at least 10 examples together for you guys and show you how we could have reworded those to make them more effective. Because curiosity posts is less about, boom, here's my curiosity and covering the Modere name, and more about getting people to comment on your post, or to even hit up your inbox, or to start conversations. And so I'm going to give you guys really specific examples of that, because I want it to be crystal clear. Judging by how excited some of you were to raise your hands, I think it's probably as clear as mud for some of you. And so I'm really excited. I actually just messaged Brian tonight, and I was like, I need a favor. And he was like, absolutely, send him on over. So he's going to take care of that so you guys get a better understanding. So we are going to do a little bit more depth into the curiosity posting, but I'm just going to breeze over it. So the curiosity post formula is gratitude, problem, benefit. Gratitude, problem, and benefit, including all of those things into one post. So being really grateful for something, right? Talking about a problem, like my daughter's hair one I did, like, guys, I used to have super dramatic, drop to her knees, screaming fit every time I tried to brush my daughter's hair. Tried these two super amazing things, and now she's excited to brush her hair every night. Okay, if you guys saw me and it was something similar to that, I actually did a post like that, and it had like 40 some comments on it. Okay. And it was all because guess what? There are tons of people with dramatic little Everlys in their house who scream like you're murdering them when you brush their hair. Right, Daphne. Daphne was Everly as a child, okay? Yeah, if I had neighbors, they would be sure I was killing her, okay? So look, I hit a pain point and I found a solution, okay? So that's your formula. We already talked about 1 in 6 posts being curiosity. Brian always says don't give away the cookie. Pique their interest is really the key thing. That way it inspires. When you pique interest, it inspires that ideal customer or rep SM to like raise their hand and say, hey, I had that problem. Hey, I need that help too, okay? And then once a hand is raised on your post and they're like, oh my gosh, what's the secret? This is when you can take the conversation off of your timeline, right? This is when you have the conversation in your inbox with them, all right? Live videos, which you already know we're gonna do. It's my goal that we do 7 in 7 and we transition. Some of you will probably do another 7 in 7 just to really be consistent. I think Tina started a 7 in 7 and then Tina like 7 in 7, 7 in 7, 14 and 14. Are you on a call? Okay, sorry. Volunteer firefighter problems. He peaked and waved. And I lost track. Oh, hers turned into, and Daphne might be able to answer, but it turned into a lot. It turned into a lot of live videos. And then you can transition into doing 3 a week. Okay, so that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to transition you guys into doing 3 a week. Okay, so your first live video, even if you're pretty consistent, you probably haven't done this in a while. So you're gonna do a quick 5-minute live about your story. Just about your story. It doesn't have to be like I joined network marketing because, but just tell your audience a little bit about yourself, things you're passionate about. And you know what? I'm a big believer in putting the challenge out there and being like, you know, I'm really working on myself and I've set a goal to go live 7 days in a row. I hope you guys can hop on and keep me accountable. Okay, super easy. All right, some of you want to smack me because it's not super easy, but that's cool too. Okay, around video number 3, we could do a really fun unboxing, okay? Where, I mean, you guys get free products, right, or discounted products here, or you really love something that we have here, so you can do an unboxing without sharing the actual product names, etc., but we can talk about that as well. So you're gonna do your 5-minute story and announce the challenge. And then you're going to be doing some empowering lives, like things that you're reading, watching, or learning, okay? What are you reading, watching, and learning? Maybe you've learned a trick to get your productivity up, okay? Some of you are 5-second rule people. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm not good at that yet. I'm working on it. I fall back asleep before I get to the 1 and the go part. So I'm still working on not hitting the snooze, so it's not launching me out of bed yet. But how cool is that to be able to teach that if it's working for you? It's an easy thing to teach, guys. If you have any procrastination things or time blocking things or time management things or self-care things, these are all things you could be teaching and empowering people with, okay? Then you would do an unboxing, and then videos 4 through 6 would be more empowering and educating. Okay. Krista, it counts, but not for the 7 in 7. So I guess that just means you need another topic. Sorry, not sorry. And then your 7th video, and I'll give you some more tips on that as we roll, but the 7th video will be the video that we do that creates curiosity. So that'll be the video that creates curiosity in your business and products that helps people to come to you. Okay. You need a catchy title for lives, all right? Never, ever, ever, ever go live without a title, ever. Okay, it needs a title. So give it something catchy. You know, but as much as I hate the word, your title is clickbait. It's what gets people to open your video. I did a live on intermittent fasting, and I said if I could give you one tip that doesn't include a supplement to help you lose weight, would you be open to hearing it? Okay. For you guys, I got you guys to click on a live in Dynasty because I told you you needed to go on a diet. some of you are like, oh God, what is Amber going to talk about on this live? Okay, so I've done one that sounded like an ad for a dating website. Hey, I'm Amber, I like selfies and hugs, or something like that. Guys, anything. It just needs to be catchy, short and catchy, okay? It looked like I was hitting on the entire company. It's fine. All right, so quick and catchy. Clickbait is important in that regard. You're going to do an intro with your questions. So if I said I was going to give them tips on intermittent fasting, I'm going to say, hey guys, you know, Amber coming to you live from Clear Spring. You know, what if I could give you one tip that would help you lose fat? Okay, so you're going to have a question, and then you're going to give content and a call to action. So you're going to do the intro with the question. So that's your name, and then turn your title into a question. And then your content's going to be 3 bullet points max. Okay, we're not talking like 18 different tips. We're talking 3 bullet points max. Your first one is generic. Your first 2 are generic tips. And then the third one is the bridge that gets them to, that gets you to the call to action. So the third one is the one that's going to give you the reason to give them a call to action. All right. So I'll give you one example of one that Brian gave us. So he did something with the title of like, how my friend lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks, okay? And his 3 tips were, my friend tripled their water intake and they doubled their exercise. And then the third bullet point was proper supplementation that caused the call to action for people to want to reach out because he provides proper supplementation, okay? So don't overthink these things. Engagement, one of the hardest things I had to get used to doing on live videos, if you do them, you're probably good at it, but asking them to do something in the comments. Drop a 1 in the comments, drop me an emoji that does X, Y, and Z. Where are you tuning in from? What's the weather like where you are? If you're catching the replay, say replay. If you're new, say new. These do a couple of different things. One, if you don't ask the viewer, they're going to do nothing. I mean, that's pretty straightforward, okay? But more importantly is they allow you to engage in the comments when people interact on your lives, right? And when you interact with your live comments, it keeps your lives boosted up, okay? My lives get a lot of views because once a day I go back over the last couple and I engage in the comments and it boosts them back up. Sorry, I can't. So I don't know who Roselberry1202 is. It's so funny when you guys have those names on there and I don't know who they are. But put a note somewhere that just reminds you to say those things. I promise as you do them, it'll become second nature. It just takes some time. And guys, I've done it. I've done really great lives back in the beginning and I got off and I was like, dang it, I didn't ask them to do anything. I suck. Okay, so it's cool. You'll get better. Engage in those comments. I set a timer for 10 minutes and I go back through my last couple of lives and I engage in the comments just to boost them back up. And if you have, so someone just said they struggle with titles more than content. I mean, guys, you're in a team page of a couple thousand in Elite Dynasty. So, you know, why don't you just hop in there and say, hey, I was going to do a live about X, Y, and Z. Can someone help me with the title? Toss around ideas. There's not a single person on this Zoom that wouldn't want to help you out. So put those people to use, guys. That's the point of having sidelines, is getting other ideas. I still get ideas from people all the time before I do certain things. So here is some strategic follow-up on your lives, all right? You are going to engage in the comments. So let's say Daphne was like, oh my gosh, love this. I'm going to comment with like a heart or something. And then I'm going to message Daphne and I'm going to give her some gratitude. Daphne, thank you so much for watching my live and engaging. I really appreciate it. And, you know, I hope that when I go live again, you'll be on. I really appreciate your support. Okay. And then also even ask them, you know, Daphne, it was awesome interacting with you. What did you like best about my live? Or are there things you may want me to talk about later in the future on a live? Okay, just interact with these people. All right. Here's a bonus tip that is not on the 7 and 7, but I think it's a good idea. Join those 2 to 4 Facebook groups that are within your 5 pillars, right? And then do a generic live on your page and share it into those groups every 2 weeks. Just a generic live and then just share it. Get some extra views, get some extra followers, okay? Conversations. You should be starting conversations with 5 to 10 new people a day. I'm going to tell you what that looks like. And then I'm going to give you my last other big thing. And then I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of the challenge. And then we're going to hop off here. Okay. All right. So 5 to 10 new people a day. You are going to, you're just going to message them and you're going to compliment them and you're just going to start a conversation, guys. Some of you are like, I want a script. And I always say being a nice person doesn't require a script. So it's literally going to be like, maybe I saw Lauren post something ridiculous. That's funny. Okay. I'm going to message Lauren and be like, instead of commenting on her post, I'm going to message her and be like, oh my God, you are too much. You're so funny. How are you? Anyway, it's been a while. Or worse, maybe you've never connected with them. And this is a Tammy Park tip, but if she has someone she's never interacted with before, she would message them and say, hey, can't believe we've never connected on here before. Any big plans this year, this weekend, this month, whatever? Here's what I learned. And I told Tammy, I was like, I was so afraid to send that message. Like, they'd think I was totally weird. Here's what I learned. Either A, they ignored me, which wasn't that often, or B, they would send me a paragraph response. Because what I'm learning is most people don't get asked things like that. And here you are offering them the ear of, so what big plans do you have? I mean, I found out about people who were getting promotions at work, etc. And guess what? The next time I follow up in a few weeks, I could be like, oh my gosh, Tammy, so how's that new job going? Do you love it? It's so easy to be a good person, okay? You're not pitching these people on the first conversation. In fact, that may not even come until the 12th conversation, but it's about having interactions. People are like, I don't know. I like that. So Val said, I never know how to end those conversations or how long to keep them engaged. 2 to 5 minutes, be in a hurry. Okay? Within 5 minutes, go, oh my gosh, Tammy, it was so great catching up. I have to run out and do X, Y, and Z. Can't wait to talk to you again soon. Boom. Okay, so 2 to 5 minutes. I don't want you to be spending 17 hours talking to 5 people a day. It's just about getting in there, having the conversations, getting to know them. And guys, I have people tell me all the time, oh, these new algorithms are really messing with me. I haven't even noticed that there are new algorithms because I just treat my page the way I always have, as a real human being, and I have conversations with people in inboxes. That's it. You won't have issues with the algorithms if you're not spamming or doing that kind of stuff, And also it helps your algorithms because when Facebook sees you in Messenger with people, it goes, oh my gosh, she really does know Tammy. I'm going to make sure that Tammy sees all of Amber's posts. Okay, so it helps your algorithms if you're worried about that. Never pitch on the first conversation. Start with your current friends list. These are really easy. I recommend maybe starting in the A's and just working your way through the alphabet. It also, guys, this also helps you get rid of all the dead friends on your, not literally dead friends, but all, sorry, Daphne, all of the friends who are on, never mind. I'm going to sound like an a-hole. I'm going to keep moving. Okay. All of the people who, all you see on their page is people who still play Farmville or nonsense. Like, you'll see the inactive accounts. Guess what? It's really refreshing to unfriend them and not have them there anymore. So, and also it's not good for your Facebook algorithms if you're worried about that, to have a bunch of inactive friends on your list anyway. So over the next month, you could literally knock out the whole alphabet and get rid of the inactive friends. Okay. This is a really, by having these 5 to 10 new conversations a day, guys, this is a really proactive form of recruiting and front loading your social pipeline. So it's a really great indirect prospecting. So it's keeping people watching you. It's keeping people engaged. Now you're like, well, shoot, Amber, but how do I transition? When there's a problem in the midst of these conversations, as you have them over the next few months, maybe Tammy tells you she is just so tired all of the time, or she just can't shed X, Y, and Z weight. You know why they're going to say stuff like this to you? Because you've done curiosity posts about energy and stuff, so they know they can confide this in you, right? So you're going to say something like, based on what you just shared with me, Tammy, about your lack of energy, I may or may not know of a potential solution. Are you open to hearing about it? If they say no, big freaking deal. Cool. Okay, but she's confiding in you for a reason. So I'll say it again. Based on what you just shared with me about your energy or lack thereof, I may or may not know a potential solution. Are you open to hearing more? okay? If open to it, it's time to point them to a tool, right? Hello, you have videos, you have stuff in your customer prospecting groups, right? Or your marketing prospecting groups. Whichever prospecting groups you have videos. So you're going to close it by simply saying, do you have 5 minutes right now to watch a short video? Okay, don't send it to them and say, I'll follow back around, because what you're going to do is 6 minutes later, you're going to say, so what'd you like about that video I sent to you? Okay, you need to keep this all close. How many of you add people to one of the prospecting groups and you expect that they'll just be like, yeah, I watched the video, blah, 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 blah. They're not going to follow up with you. That's your job. So ask them if they have time right now. If they don't have time right now, say, great. So when do you think you'll have a few minutes, and I'll circle back around. Don't send it until they're ready to watch it, okay? Focus on their interest. What did they like about it? What are they excited about? And then say, and this has always been my phrase, great, it sounds like you are ready, let's get you started. Okay, if they're not ready, they'll tell you at that point. Don't assume they know how. You can get on the phone, you can voice clip them or whatever to help them get signed up. So that's important. All right. So consistency is king here, right? So this is why we're doing 7 and 7. So here are some of the things you're going to be doing in your 7 and 7. You are going to be going live every day. There's going to be points associated with going live. There are going to be points associated with personal development every single day. There are going to be points for new conversations every single day, okay? It will max out, so I think we're going to do 5 new conversations a day, I think is the plan, and then you can do more and get bonus points, but you can't get like unlimited points for that. So we will have a cap on that. Personal development lives, we're going to be doing a point for posts and points for that curiosity posting, points for your Instagram stories. There's literally going to be a ton of ways you guys can earn points. So the cool thing is, you can do all the things and earn all the points, or you can do some of the things and earn some of the points. It's going to be totally up to you. None of these things are going to take hours a day. I want you to understand that. But the goal here is to get you guys consistently doing these income-producing things, these activities on social media that make you money. Because, guys, at the end of the day, there are 2 things I told you about tonight that make you the most money. Going live and having 5 to 10 new conversations a day. My guess is most of you aren't doing those things, right? And so that's where the money is, and I think that's really important. There's one other thing that you're going to get to do every day that I'm going to encourage, and it's going to get you points, and it's painless. Actually, it's probably the most painful thing you're going to do, but it takes up the least amount of time. For 50 minutes in the morning when you wake up, you don't touch your phone. You do your personal development, you do some kind of movement, you do some kind of meditating, you do something. But for those 50 minutes, you don't touch your phone. You don't get into your inbox. You don't, guys, it puts you on a defensive thought when you wake up. And because, guys, I don't care who you are, there's always something negative in your Facebook feed or in your inbox or something. You're on the defense immediately. Sarah and Tony Zalecki did something, and I don't remember which event it was, but it was so huge for me that it changed everything. They said, do you ever see a major leaguer step in a batter's box and have not done warm-up swings? And I was like, no. No, and they're like, they don't just step in unprepared, and that's what you're doing. You're literally stepping into a minefield. Your mind is not right, and you're on the defense. I can't see what Kara's paper says. Kansas City. I knew it has literally stuck with me since they said it. Like, I can't think of anyone. Brendan Burchard is huge about this. Like, you don't touch your inbox. You don't touch your email. If you're a Miracle Morning person, I need a mom's Miracle Morning because that crap doesn't work in my house right now, but it's important. So 50 minutes a day, you do not touch your phone first thing in the morning. Okay? Also, 50 minutes before bed, you don't look at your phone. Okay? And some of you, like I play on my phone sometimes just to fall asleep. Do you know how bad that is for your sleep? Do you know that, and I know that Kelly and her crew are big on Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins even says you shouldn't charge your phone next to your head because the wave stuff from the phone is actually, it interrupts your sleep. I haven't gotten to the point where I've moved it yet, but I bought an alarm clock just so I can start to transition it away from my head. I'm not there yet, but it's a thing. So for 50 minutes in the morning, you're not touching your phone, and the last 50 minutes of the day, you're not touching your phone. These are really important things. I know, guys, I'm sorry, but they're really good for productivity. And one of the most productive humans I've ever seen is Brendan Burchard, and this is him and Mel Robbins. These are two really key things that they do. And if you've ever messaged Justin Prince in the morning, you won't hear from him. He doesn't touch his phone for 2 hours when he wakes up. 2 hours. And I'm like, damn it, he's at the gym or something. He doesn't even touch it on the way to the gym or before he goes in the gym. He does all of his stuff and never touches his phone. And these are people that are making way more money than we are. So it's only 7 days, but I'm hoping that you'll, you know, keep it going. There may also be opportunities for bonus points. You guys, I will turn off the recording before I give you your guys' bonus points, but you get bonus points for being on here. So Tuesday, I'll be live with the tracker so you guys can see it. I will announce the prizes. So it will be points based. So the most points, etc. It is honor system for some of it, because I can't stalk you for your personal development. So don't be a jerk. Be honest. Okay. I'm just throwing it out there. And then I'll do some random drawings too, just because I think it's fun. And then I may do something extra special too. So we got a few prizes. We got a few things that I'll announce on Tuesday. Everything starts Wednesday. You will have the tracker uploaded into Dynasty on Tuesday, so you can print it for the week. It's 1 page. That's all you need. So we're going to have a lot of fun, but guys, more importantly, we're going to start getting consistent with certain things, because I don't know about you guys, but summer screwed me up. Summer didn't suck. I sucked a lot though this summer. I did a lot of traveling and a lot of not being on task. And oh, freaking Krista, some of you did not get to go glamping and you have no idea what that is about. But some of us sucked. We had a lot of life happen over the summer, and you know what? Kids are back in school. Praise the Lord. And so we can get some normalcy back in and some scheduling back in and that kind of thing. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. Let me end this. I will get this up tonight. I'm gonna, oh, I was gonna end it instead of stop recording.